Welcome to Software Testing Class 2. Last class we discussed about the relationship among error, fault, failure. Error occurs in the process of writing the program. Fault is the manifestation of one or more errors, and execution of faulty code leads to an incorrect program that leads to an failure. And also we discussed about an test automation, why we need a test automation. Today let us discuss about the roles of developers and testers. One who writes code is a developer, one who tests the code is a tester. Both the roles are different, though complementary roles. The same person could be a developer and a tester. If I write a code and some other person tests it, it's hard to imagine and vice versa. But in software development organization, the person who tests the code is a tester and a person who designs application and writes code is a developer. Next, let us understand software quality. If you have developed the software, it is important to measure the quality of software. Let us look at what defines quality of software. First, quality attributes. There exist several measures of software quality. Quality attributes are divided into static quality attributes and dynamic quality attributes. Static quality attributes include structured, maintainable, and testable code, as well as the availability of correctness and complete documentation. Documentation is needed because incomplete or incorrect user manual can bring down the overall product quality. Code documentation is needed for maintenance engineers to make changes. Dynamic quality attributes include software reliability, correctness, completeness, consistency, usability, performance. Let us discuss all these attributes one by one in detail. Reliability. Reliability refers to the probability of failure-free operations. Assume you buy a new car, new brand handset. If it works without any breaks or disturbances, then it is reliable. Correctness. Correctness refers to the correct operation of an application and is always with reference to some artifacts. For a tester, if a system satisfies all the requirement, then it is correct. For a user, if a system works as mentioned in user manual, then it is correct. Completeness. Completeness refers to the availability of all the features listed in the requirements or in the user manual. Incomplete software means not implemented all required features. You can argue that correct software is also a complete. Consistency. Consistency refers to adherence to a common set of conventions and assumptions. Here we should use same set of conventions and assumptions. For example, all buttons follow a common color coding conventions like power button in red color, mute button in blue color. Inconsistency means An application displayed different date of birth format to users without regard for the user preferences. Then it is inconsistent. Usability. Usability refers to how easily you can use the application. To check this, we do usability testing, and it is a user-centric testing. To do the usability testing, the organization invite some users and ask them to test the product for ease of use, functionality, as expected, performance, safety, and security. Next is performance. Performance refers to the time the application takes to perform a requested task. It is a non-functional requirement. It is not a functional requirement. It is specified in terms such as a compiler must perform at the rate of X units of activities in 1 second on machine running at speed Y having Z gigabytes of memory. That means you are checking the whether the compiler is working in a specified time. Let us understand reliability in detail. People want software that function correctly every time it is used, but sometimes it contains fault that leads to failure. That is why one could like to know how often a given piece of software might fail with the help of the software reliability. Let us see two main definitions of reliability. Definition 1. Software reliability is the probability of failure-free operations of software over a given time interval and under given conditions. For example, you have written a bubble sort program. Checking for reliability means you'll give many different types of inputs and check whether it sorts correctly and its time complexity for all the inputs. If it fails for any one type of input, then it is not reliable. This depends on the type of inputs given by the users. Some users may give few inputs and tell program is correct. The other users may try some other input and it may lead to failure. So this definition depends on distribution of input to the program. Let us read the second definition. Software reliability is the probability of failure-free operations of software in its intended environment. This definition is independent of who and how often the user uses, but it depends on correctness of its features. The term environment refers to the software and hardware elements needed to execute the application. Let us understand the relationship among requirements, behavior, and correctness. Product or software are designed in response to requirements. Requirements specify the function of product. Once the product is ready, it determines the expected behavior. During the development of product, the requirements may change. For example, two requirements are given below. Requirement 1 is it is required to write a program that inputs two integers and outputs the maximum of these. Second requirement, it is required to write a program that inputs a sequence of integers and outputs the sorted version of these sequence. First program is to find which is the maximum integer value among the two integers. Second program is to input the sequence of integers and sort it. In requirement 1, it works correctly for input 4 and 6 and determines 6 as an output. Suppose the tester want to know both 4 and 6 should be typed in first line and carriage written, or first type 4, next line type 6, then carriage written. These informations are not given in the requirement, so it's incomplete requirement. Second requirement, the expected output is to sort the given integers. Here the requirement is not clear because not mentioned to perform sorting in an ascending order or a descending order. So the requirement is ambiguous. Testers always face incomplete or an ambiguous requirements. In such situations, a tester may resort expected behavior from the program. Let us understand the relationship among input domain and correctness. The set of all inputs to a program is known as a input domain. Okay. Set of all inputs to a program is a input domain. A program is correct if it behaves as expected on all the possible inputs. Usually executing program on all possible inputs is too large. For example, in requirement 1, you have to find out the maximum between all the integers. The integers values are between minus 32,768 to 32,767. This requires 232 executions, and testing a program on all the possible inputs is known as a exhaustive testing. In this example, we are checking all possible integer values. In requirement 2, let's make a few modifications to that. If mentioned ascending, suppose you're going to perform in an ascending or in a descending order, and if you want to perform in an ascending order, you have to type A, and for descending order, B. Fine. For example, here it is given. First you are supposed to write an A. A is followed by the sorted numbers. D is followed by an integer numbers, sequence of integers. Okay, 3 possible inputs are possible. A, D. Again, A, I may not give any inputs also. A program is considered correct if it behaves as expected on each element of its input. Fine. When you're going to call the program isn't correct, it should behave as expected. So let us take an example 1. In the example first line, so it performs ascending order. Second line it performs a descending order. But in the third line, the input given is in a wrong because the sequence of integers are not given. So it should give the output as the input sequence is not given. That means a program is considered correct if it behaves as expected on each element of its input domain. Next, let us understand valid and invalid inputs. Not just checking whether the program works for valid inputs, you should also check for invalid inputs. This may reveal errors in the program. For example, so let us take this example, the same sort program. I have given written E followed by a 7 and 19. You are supposed to give A or D, but E character is not allowed, but we are giving an invalid input. When it takes an invalid input, it should give some error messages. The sort program entered into an, when you give an invalid, it may enter into an infinite loop and either ask the user for any inputs or further to anything typed to the users. This observed points to a possible errors in the sort. Let us understand the correctness versus reliability, because usually the correctness and reliability are almost same, but there is only a small differences among that. Let us understand how we can distinguish the correctness versus reliability. Though correctness of a program is desirable, it is almost never the objective of testing. To establish the correctness via testing would imply testing a program on all inputs in the input domain, which is impossible. When you say that the program is correct, you're going to check for the each and every input, every type of the input. Checking for every type of the input is impossible. So usually the correctness is established via mathematical proof of program. Now let us understand this with an example. So let us take an example. Here we have two integers x and y. I'll give two inputs x and y. And if x is less than y, it prints the function f, else it prints the function g. So in this program, I'll give a few inputs. So obviously the program works. But this program will not work for the input where x and y values are equal. If the x value is equal to 4 and y value is equal to 4, now there is no condition given x is less than or equal to y. So this program does not work for the x is equal to y condition. So suppose if you forgot to check for an same numbers, then you'll end up with the program is correct. Fine. So finding the correctness is very difficult. Comparing then what it means, correct means telling that whether it is a true or a false. Now let us come to a reliability. Reliability means, so let us take that, assume that there is a program. In that program you can give three different types of inputs. So among these three inputs, you have tried only two types of inputs. Then what is the reliability of the program is 2 by 3. Fine. If you tried all, then the reliability is 1. If you tried only one, 1 by 3 reliability. That means correctness tells the whether it is a true or false, that is, it is a binary matrix. Reliability is in a continuous matrix over a scale 0 to 1. Fine. So this is the differences between the correctness and reliability. Correctness is in a binary matrix and reliability is a continuous matrix over a scale from 0 to 1. Now let us understand the program use and operational profile. Operation profile means is a numerical description of how a program is used. In accordance with the above definition, a program might have several operational profiles depending on its user. Operational profiles is nothing but the different types of the inputs that they can give. Fine. Numerical description of how a program is used. So there is a, for example, sort program. Here, two different operation profiles are written. The profile one tells that there is a sequence of numbers only. What is the probability is 0.9. That means 90%. So only numbers will be given to perform the sorting, and only 1% probability you may give an alphanumeric string. A second profile or a second type of an input is nothing but a only 1% you may give only numbers, and 90% you may give a alphanumeric strings. Operational profile is nothing but a different types of the inputs that you may give. Thank you.